What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the BettorOff Hockey Podcast, episode 4. Again, we appreciate everyone who's continuing to watch. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. A lot has happened this week, first week of the NHL season. So we have a lot to go through. Noah, you want to start us off?
Yeah, a lot happened this week. From Tuesday all the way to Saturday, there was a lot of games. There was records broken. There was injuries. There was that. But let's start off with my opinion, the biggest story of the week. We spoke about it the past couple weeks. Finally happened. Brady Tkachuk signed his contract. He signed a 7-year times 8.214 AAV. As a Senators fan, I'm relieved. I'm happy. We got our star player. He didn't get the captaincy, which I'm a bit shocked about, but thank God. Thank God he's now on our team. I don't know if any of you tuned into the Ottawa Leafs game. I don't know if you saw the intro he did. Came out, they did the Stone Cold intro, and Brady walks out of his box.
Oh, yeah?
Looks at the fans, goes like this, does his signature dance move. Everybody started chanting his name. He was buzzing. Stützle loved it. Boys loved it. They also beat Toronto that game. Not a big deal. And then, yeah.
That's crazy.
Tkachuk's back.
So you said 8.214,
Yeah.
7 years.
Mm-hmm.
Not the captain, but it's still early. Usually you don't just name them captain right away. I think he'll get it before he plays his first game. When's he supposed to play?
Really? So he didn't play the first game against Toronto, obviously, he signed the contract. Then he didn't play the Saturday, but he practiced on the Thursday, so I would assume maybe today.
Okay,
they
so
were playing this against Dallas.
Yeah, anyways, I
I don't know.
it's a contract you have to give. Obviously, we saw with a guy like Nick Suzuki also, who just signed. I like the number. 7 years is nice. I mean, nothing to complain about, really.
Nothing to really complain about. Also, on a side note, Ottawa went 1-1 against Toronto.
They did.
So
without Austin Matthews, so don't get too excited.
Yeah, we also didn't have Tkachuk.
That's true. Yeah.
But, yeah, I like the contract. I'm very happy that now he even said it. He's in here. He's... what's the word I'm looking for? He's with this team.
He's involved. He's ready.
He's ready for this team. He's ready to take the next step. They locked up Batherson, Chabot, and now Tkachuk. Yeah, no. Next is Norris and Stützle. Future is looking great. Yeah. Next up,
let's go through some surprising records maybe. To start off, we saw a team we talked about last episode was the Pittsburgh Penguin because they were missing a lot of guys. Malkin, Crosby, Gensel. They ended up going 2-0-1,
which I can't.
Played some pretty solid teams.
They played Tampa.
They played Tampa.
Maybe, yeah, that's impressive.
I mean, yeah, the guys stepped up. I guess you can say coaches stepped up. Crosby should be back soon. What, you want to say something?
No, it's funny you say the coaches stepped up because when I saw their record, even though yes, it's 3 games in a season, but still you don't have Malkin and Crosby. And actually, I think Gensel actually played the first game. Oh, I dropped my pen. It's all good. Mike Sullivan is that good of a coach, isn't he? Clearly. I didn't realize how good of a coach he was because that's impressive. They also just lost Brian Rust, who just landed on the IR. So, I mean, they're just getting hit with the injury bug. But if Mike Sullivan could keep pulling this team together and pulling off wins, then they can be a real force to be reckoned with when they have all their guys back.
And Tristan Jarry, who a goalie entering the season, the end of last season, people were a little shaky on, is he really a starting goalie? This Smith was starting to take over his job a bit. But now, 2 wins, and he's looking good. I mean, they should be excited. They got Crosby back. Gensel's back. And, I mean, yeah, Russ is going to the IR, but...
Actually, Crosby's not back yet.
Crosby's playing next game.
Oh, he is?
Yeah,
he's playing next game. I don't know that.
But, yeah, if you're a Pens fan, you're pretty excited.
They're sitting here good. I'm actually number 1 in the league.
Yeah.
But, listen, like we said, 3 games.
Another team?
Very shocking record.
Buffalo's
2-0.
2-0.
Jack Eagle's probably shaking his head right now.
They didn't play the best teams, obviously. They beat Arizona in the shootout. The other team they beat...
was Montreal.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Yeah, but that's Montreal, that's a whole other thing. But hold up.
Yeah.
Still, with everything going on, with their owners being nuts, with all the controversy of how they were terrible, worst team in the league last year, still for them to go 2-0, they're feeling themselves.
For their confidence, yeah.
They're probably buzzing right now.
You know what I think it is? So I think it's a bunch of young guys.
Yeah, coming together.
You know, a couple of vets here and there, just coming together and just saying like, guys, you know what? There's a lot of stuff in the media. Let's forget it. Let's just go out there and let's play some hockey. And
like
they're 2-0.
They probably have the approach of let's just play. Like we win, we win. Yeah. Like it sucks if we lose, but like they know the spot they're in.
Yeah, it's honestly, I watched a bit of that game, their first game against the Habs.
Yeah,
and it's really embarrassing to see that arena. There was empty seats left and right.
Because all they care about the Bills there.
No, but there was nobody there. Nobody. Their home opener and no one was there. They scored and I don't even think anyone got up above their seat. But anyways.
That's terrible.
So we're saying how they played the Habs. Another storyline: the Habs 0-3.
Okay.
We talked about last week how it's going to be a troubled start to the year. Missing Carey Price, a couple other guys. Oh, Hoffman, big deal. But starting off 0-3, it's tough.
Well, hold up. I'm the biggest so-called Habs hater from what I've been told.
You are.
However, I'm going to defend them here, okay? Listen to the guys they don't have right now. They don't have their captain, Shea Weber, which, okay, yes, we do, but that's still your captain. Yeah. Yes, they don't have Carey Price, one of the best goalies in the world. They don't have Joel Edmondson.
Yeah, that's a big piece.
They don't have Mike Hoffman, and they don't have Paul Byron. So, them not having those guys affects the whole lineup. Because without Edmondson, now Romanoff is forced to play up. Without Hoffman, Armia's supposed to play up in the lineup. Without Byron, now Lehkonen has to go up in the lineup. And they also just got Adam Brooks, who I heard might be replacing Cedric Paquette on the fourth line because Paquette's been terrible.
Yeah. I think Brooks was actually hurt, but I hear he's going to...
Oh, was he? Okay, so that's what it was. So they have a lot of guys that are missing, and that's a lot of holes to fill.
Yeah.
So don't panic, Habs fans.
But you know what I also think it is? You looked at their roster this year versus last year, and people were really excited. You replace Kotkaniemi with Dvorak, which most people think is an upgrade. Safe to say.
Yes.
You replace Evans with Deneau, and the truth is, you lost your center number 2, your center number 3, who played big minutes for you. Deneau was a huge piece. And yeah, you got Dvorak. It's a different team.
Yeah.
You got 2 completely different centermen. They got to adjust to the lines, and it's going to be a tough start. So they got to get some wins in. They got to pull it together. Otherwise, it's a tough division. It's going to be...
Oh, yeah, that's the thing.
It's going to be very, very tough.
They lost to Buffalo, who's in the division, but you need... with that division, man, you need every win you can get.
Especially if you're playing Buffalo. You need wins.
Toronto is probably not happy with themselves also. They just went 1-1, and I'm sure Tampa's not happy with themselves.
But...
Actually, that was the craziest game of the year.
Yeah,
Tampa against Detroit. That was nuts. I can't believe...
I was watching that. I was like...
How did you break down how the scoring went down?
So, Tyler Bertuzzi had 4 goals.
Yeah, it was nuts.
No clue how that happened. But Tampa was just sloppy, taking penalties left and right. I think Bertuzzi, 2 of them, were on the power play. But then Tampa scores 3 straight, sends it to OT, and then Hedman comes down the wing, sets up Palat for a beauty. And
yeah, also, something we forgot to mention. What's up with Cooch?
Kucherov left the game. John Cooper said there's nothing to worry about, so
is it?
So I'm happy as a Tampa fan.
All right.
But hey, even if Kuch is out, saw what happened last year.
Yeah, well, as a fantasy owner of Kucherov, I don't really want him to be out.
Fair.
But
you saw Kucherov might be out. It's okay. Steven Stamkos is there. 7 points in 3 games.
Leading the league in points. Not a big deal. Another thing about those points is LA. They popped off Doughty and Kopitar. They still have it.
They do.
Honestly, Anze Kopitar is really underrated.
Yeah.
People name top 15 centers in the league. Maybe he's not there, but he should definitely be considered.
But when people say top 10, he's like borderline there. But he's there. He's right there. And when people say best two-way center, they say, Bergeron, Barkov. Kopitar is right there.
Kopitar could be the most underrated player in the NHL. Was Barkov until he got that contract.
Yeah.
Did he sign it this week?
He did.
That was a big contract as well.
But Barkov has been getting recognition. But Kopitar just
he's
in the mass media just fell off, and Doughty too. Even us, we talk about Team Canada. We don't even mention Doughty.
Yeah, and
we have him as an extra.
He can easily make it. Kopitar also has 2 Stanley Cups.
2 Stanley
Cups. So he's really making his case to also be in the Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah, for sure. He's a great player.
The next thing to speak about, so actually just before, a lot of things has happened to me. So a lot of small things that we're just going to keep going over and over because, there's games, there's injuries, there's this, there's that. So it's just going to be a good flow.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, let's go back to the Habs quickly and talk about Jonathan Drouin.
Oh, yes. Okay, so Jonathan Drouin, as everyone knows, missed the second half of the year, probably even more. Had some personal issues he wanted to fix. Came back. I don't know if you were watching that game, but the opening ceremony, he got a huge standing ovation.
Massive ovation.
He skated on, and you could tell he was buzzing. He was ready to go.
Good. I'm happy for the guy.
Scored in the first game against, we said Buffalo, right?
Was it against Buffalo?
Yeah, it was the first game against Buffalo. Scored
against the Rangers
last night. So yeah, he has 2 goals already tied what he had last year. He only had 2 goals in the games he played. But it's so nice to see a guy like that who you give up Mikhail Sergachev for, who's now flourishing in Tampa. And, you just got to be happy for the guy. He went and fixed his problems. He's back. 2 goals. He cannot be happy.
I couldn't be happy for the guy, honestly. And it's not just like, he's getting in rebounds. Like, he is scoring quality goals and he's having quality chances. I saw yesterday in the game at one point, he walked into the slot, took a wrist shot, and just missed the net. Like,
and he's shooting.
And he's looking good. And that's what the Habs really need as well for this guy to come through.
That's a good line. Drouin, Anderson, Dvorak. It's a gritty line who move the puck well.
I love Josh.
He's great. So fast for a big guy.
Speaking of goals.
Oof.
Should we talk about
so
Mr. Ovi?
Mr. Ovi. 2, they 1-1? They're 1-0-1, I think.
I'm not sure.
They're 1-0-1. They lost to Tampa in overtime.
Right.
So, 1-0-1. Ovechkin scored 2 goals and 1 goal. Already has 3 goals. Passing, who's the name? Marcel Dion.
Yeah. For
5th in all-time goals. Got a big standing ovation. Crazy. This guy just doesn't stop scoring. It's unbelievable. So he's 5th in all time now. He has, I'm going to just break down the stats here. So he has total in the career 733 goals. Record is Wayne Gretzky, obviously, with 894. So he has 161 left. Keep in mind, he just signed a major contract, $9.5 million for 5 years. So this year and then 4 more years. So if he were to play this year and 4 more years, he needs to average 32.2 goals to break the record. And if he keeps up this pace, it's a lock. But I think he's going to break it. Unless he goes to Russia or something to play his final years, which I don't think. I think he's said it. Yeah, he wants to save Washington. He wants it. He's playing like he wants it. Every time he scores, it's like he's scoring his first.
I love it. Every time he scores, he goes nuts.
And I watched on YouTube there's mic'd up Alex Ovechkin when he actually broke the record, and he yells to his teammates who are English and he yells to them in Russian. Yeah. It's the funniest thing. Right?
I love Ovi's just such a good guy. He's a great hockey guy. I think that 32.2 could easily be done. I think he'll actually score more than that.
Yeah.
The only thing is just let's hope it doesn't happen. Knock on wood. Injuries. There's things that could happen. Yeah. So I think Ovi could break this record as well.
So,
and
I just wanted to touch on that because I pulled out my calculator. I was like, he has 3 goals in 2 games. I was giving some numbers here. So he's on pace for 122 goals this year. Just keep that in mind. I know it's been 2 games.
That's not going to happen. But he...
I have him in fantasy, so I'm excited.
Good for him, honestly. Good for Ovi. Yeah. It sucked. This isn't going to go back a couple of years. But, he's always been shadowed by Crosby.
Yeah.
It was the Crosby and Ovi.
Rivalry,
It was always Crosby, the Sid the Kid, the Canadian great, the guy who scored the game-winning Olympic goal,
the guy who beat Ovi every single year in the playoffs.
That too, and then won the cup.
Shift.
Yeah, and then
thank God he got that 1 cup.
And then finally, that year he got that 1 cup. And now people are really kind of recognizing him, even though it's kind of late. It's kind of like a McDavid-Eichel situation, even though Eichel's not playing. I'll say McDavid Matthews.
Yeah, that's
the
fair.
Matthews.
Or McKinnon.
McKinnon, there you go. McDavid McKinnon.
But let's move on from this. Another goal scorer who's the purest goal scorer, Max Pacioretty.
Oh, yeah.
We saw went down. In fact, Mark Stone had went down in that game.
Yeah.
And he's questionable. He might miss some time.
It's a big problem.
But then an alert comes out, a tweet saying Max Pacioretty missing 6 weeks. And he played the full game, so everyone was a little confused. But Vegas is missing Max Pacioretty. Stone's going to be out, I'm sure, a bit of time.
No, Stone's supposed to be... Stone's not looking good.
Oh, no?
No, because Stone, they're saying... Okay, so they had to still evaluate him, and it's been about 3 or 4 days, and that's never good. So that means he got bad news, and he's checking up with...
a second doctor.
Exactly, which is never good. There's something else they said about
it. Was something
Stone.
with his hamstring or something.
People are saying hip. People are saying
it was like a tear.
A sports hernia. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
It's not good to see. Vegas, are they in trouble? They're 1-1.
Well, yeah, without them, I think they're screwed.
What do you think? What do you think they gotta do?
Like,
because I know what I think they gotta do.
I know what you're gonna aim at.
Oh,
it's something we've talked about every episode.
Yeah.
You think they should get Jack Eichel?
I think now's the time where Buffalo should go straight for what's his name, George McPhee's neck.
No, I think George McPhee's not there anymore.
Okay, but he's still in the organization, so you go right for their necks. You go and you're like, you guys need Eichel.
And they're gonna probably throw. They would throw if they throw Pacioretty or Stone on the LTIR to clear cap space. Then they've got him. But what would they give up for him? What are they gonna give up?
Picks, Peyton Krebs. There's some guys.
So Krebs and picks.
But
imagine Eichel in Vegas.
Imagine when that team's healthy. Throw Pacioretty on long-term IR. Playoffs come, you got Pacioretty, Eichel, and Stone.
Yeah, it's shipping.
But no, they're in trouble, and I think they know it. And Leonard doesn't look great either.
Yeah.
Speaking of Leonard and Vegas, Fleury did not look good either.
I heard about
he
that.
got thrown out in his first game.
What do you mean thrown out?
Like he let in, I think, 5 goals.
Second
game, Lankinen played, had a solid game. They took the L, but only let in 3 goals. And then third game comes, 8 minutes in, I think it was, or 11, something like that. Fleury lets in 4 goals and it's pulled, so it's not looking great for him. He needs to get his confidence back. Chicago was a big team for us to watch out for, and their chemistry's coming together. They missed Taves last season. Seth Jones is in, but they'll pull it together. I know they will.
Kirby Dach's actually playing really well.
He got bumped up. He's on the first line.
Yeah. Listen, I think Fleury's still a little shaken up about that trade. I think he's a little bothered by it because he really liked Vegas.
Who doesn't?
Like, and you gotta feel bad for the guy. He just keeps on getting screwed. And honestly, I hope Marc-Andre Fleury, if Carey Price is unavailable, starts at the Olympics. He's a guy that just, he deserves it.
Yeah.
Because he was great in the first half of his career, but listen to the second half of the career, okay?
Yeah.
He's with Pittsburgh, gets his starting job taken away in the playoffs by Matt Murray.
Because he got hurt.
Yes, okay, but then he came back.
I'm just saying,
Murray, but still, Murray took his job. He ends up, He ends up.
Well, they win the cup.
They win the cup,
as
but
a backup.
Then he ends up getting released to Vegas. Not really happy because he's best friends with Sid and Moke and Letang.
But they kind of just screwed him.
Yeah, goes to Vegas. Ends up losing the first year in the finals to Ovi, the guy who he's beat every year.
That's true. Wow.
Stays with Vegas. They're a good team, but they can't win the cup. Then finally gets settled in, loves Vegas. The minute he loves Vegas, boom, gets dished off to
That's very true if you
Chicago. So, put it that way.
Poor guy.
Wins the Vezina.
Poor guy's family.
Yeah.
You're moving from Pittsburgh to Vegas to Chicago. This guy has a life outside of hockey.
You know what? I hope he can play for Canada. I hope he can win the gold. And
even as a backup, I just hope he wins.
I think he's a starter without Price, right?
Yeah, well, no, he is. Yeah.
So, that's our little spiel on Fleury. Another thing that happened this week was the Seattle Kraken.
Another veteran.
Seattle Kraken named Mark Giordano their captain.
Yeah, you don't like this one.
I don't like it. Surprising. Yeah, I didn't think I liked how Vegas how they waited to name their first captain.
They had, I think, 4 A's.
Yeah, they waited for maybe a little bit longer, but you guys you just started. It hasn't even been a year. Yeah, Mark Giordano. He's a very good player. He's leading he leads the organization, I'm sure, in leadership. He's been a captain in the past, but I think that was just too early.
Yeah, but the thing with Vegas is they never had that one guy. They had a bunch of guys who, probably leaders in the locker room, but they never had that one guy to the media who's that guy. Mark Giordano's coming. He was just a captain in Calgary for years. I think he won a Norris. He's been nominated for sure. But
I think he did win a Norris.
Yeah, but the guys, everyone knows he's the captain inside the room, outside in the community. You just give him the C. You get it over with. And the truth is, next year, his contract's done, so he might just retire. So give it to the guy. Let the guy end his career with the C on his jersey, leading this franchise. And it's good to have one guy in the locker room who is the guy. So
yeah, it's good to know, but I also think it was a little too early.
Okay,
possibly.
Fair.
Seattle.
Speaking of Seattle, crazy opening ceremony.
Yeah,
that was very entertaining.
They look pretty good.
They look good because it's the same thing as Vegas. They're just a bunch of guys that just want to prove themselves.
They're better than we think.
And they are missing arguably one of their top players, and might be a little biased, but Yanni Gourde.
Oh, that's not biased at all.
Yanni Gourde's one of their top players, and we had talked about some sleepers heading into the year. You had said, I think, Jared McCann.
I did say Jared McCann.
Jared McCann has 2 goals. He's looking good.
Him and Schwartz and Eberle are
I said Schwartz. Schwartz is looking good, too. Yeah. You're another guy who's looking really good who came from Carolina, who everyone was like, did they really just take this guy over like a guy like Jake Bean? Morgan Geekie.
Yeah, who is he?
He's good. He was always like the 13th, 12th forward on Carolina. He's young. He's a power forward. He's huge, but he has very good hands, crazy shot, good in the face-off circle. I think he's playing their second line center now. They took him from
Carolina?
They took him from Carolina.
Hayden Flair's from Anaheim.
But everyone was like chirping and ripping them for the decision to take this guy because he was a little unknown. Okay. But they saw something in him, and it's starting to show. He's really looking good.
Really?
Yeah.
Right, Ron Francis is working with Seattle, right? And he was with Carolina, so maybe he knew this guy.
I think he might have. If he was a GM of Carolina, he might have even drafted him.
Maybe that's what it was. But okay, so I did see this Morgan Geekie kid. He's good?
Yeah, he's going to be good for them.
Interesting.
Guy to look out for.
Interesting.
Big body, too. Just throws some hits.
Is that what he does?
Yeah, he's very good. If we're going to move on from this, I think...
we've covered the main points that we wanted to speak about. Do you have anything over there? No?
I've got nothing. Oh, okay, yes. Well, no more storylines and teams to talk about. But last week, like we said, every week we're going to give a couple, 2, 3 picks of teams to look out for and some games to look out for. So last week you had said Tampa to beat Pittsburgh.
We're speaking about this?
Oh, we are. Tampa to beat Pittsburgh.
I was wrong, and I said Chicago to beat Colorado.
So we saw Chicago was just a bit in the dumps this week. Yeah. Tampa struggled against Pittsburgh without Crosby, Malkin, and Gensel, which was a little surprising. 0 for 2. It's early in the year. You never know what's going to happen. Yeah. You'll bounce back. Yeah, I went 2 for 2.
Did you?
Edmonton beat Vancouver. And Vegas beat Seattle, which Seattle actually almost came back and won.
They did. That's a good game.
Yeah, it was a good game.
Yeah, that's puck dropping.
But anyways, so for this week, the games are actually... The odds for the games aren't posted yet. So we're gonna when they come out, we're going to take a look at that. And kind of like last week, we're going to make an Instagram post on the BettorOff Instagram page of our weekly picks, so keep an eye out for that.
Also, new thing is the videos will be coming out on Tuesday mornings, not Monday mornings.
Yes, that was our mistake.
That's okay. Honestly, I mean, final thoughts about the season. Like, I am so happy hockey's back.
Yeah, me too.
Like,
it's great.
It is. Everything's been good. Some surprises, some this, some that. I think honestly, this week. And then the following week, you'll start seeing who are the better teams. Like it'll all start coming back down to earth.
Yeah, nothing's better than just coming home, going into bed and just watching a 7 o'clock game, 10 o'clock game, and just sitting there watching hockey. I love it. It's absolutely amazing. It's what I look forward to every night.
And then
I'm not a loser, I swear.
Doing a homework on the side. Yeah, that's about it. Let's see. Let's hope we can come back next week and see Jack go traded.
We need that. We need that.
I can't believe this guy's not moved yet.
It's so sad.
I think that's the only thing that was left from that first week that we said that is going to happen with all the contracts being signed and him being traded.
Pretty much. We've been talking about Eichel every week. But yeah, we're going to...
Something quick. When do the players, I don't know if you know, get invited to the camp for the Olympics?
I
couldn't tell you. I'd probably say shortly, though, because the Olympics are in December.
Well, again,
January.
they wouldn't have named those 3 guys to every team if it wasn't coming up shortly,
Yeah, so I think maybe because the roster counts, they're going to probably want to see guys play the first month or 2 months of hockey, and then I think we're going to start seeing the invites.
They know.
Yeah, they have an idea, but they got to see the other guys.
Yeah, no, it's going to be interesting. Yeah. I'd love to be at that camp and just watch.
I'd be insane. I can't wait to watch the Olympics.
But yeah, anyway, so today's episode was a little shorter. We went through a lot of stuff. It's going to be like this many weeks, just a bunch of things to talk about. We're not going to stay on each topic very long. Yeah. So we appreciate everyone who watches. Make sure to like the video. If you haven't subscribed to the channel. Instagram page, BettorOff. Go follow that. We post some stuff on there. So anything last to say?
No, that's honestly it's about it. Thank you if you're tuning in. Thank you. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
And
take care, guys.
Have a great week.